Hey folks, what's going on? Welcome to Coach Gav Live, episode 45 with me, your host, Coach Gav from Kildare Strength and Fitness. So, what do we do when we win? What's the next step after we succeed? What's the next chapter after we complete a goal or we go past the deadline? It's something that I see an awful lot, where people will set a goal based on a particular event. Birthdays, weddings, holidays, christenings, communions, Christmas, Halloween, summer holidays, certain time of year. And when that time, so they work very hard right up to that moment. That moment comes and goes, and then afterwards they fall off a cliff. It's just so all that hard work and effort leading up to that particular event is followed up by a complete drop off. Not even I have a bit of a week off, just the whole way down, just like burp, you fall off the edge of a cliff. And I used to be firstly, it's understandable, because what happens there is that we no longer have an end goal, we no longer have an end date, we no longer have a point from which to focus onto and to work back from. So like we spoke about in episode 44, I believe, about needing to know where your end point is and where your start point is so you can work your plan off of that. You do need something to work towards. So it can't just be an aimless, I'm just going to keep going and I'll get somewhere eventually. It's too sporadic. It's like you're trying to hit the broadside of a barn. It's like you're trying to hit anywhere on the wall of the warehouse behind me, or of the gym behind me, I should say. Oh yeah, I hit the wall. Yeah, but anyone can hit a huge target. Get specific on something. So, and what has me thinking about this is that this week now is week 12 of 12 in my third block of 2017. And this concept comes from the book, The 12-Week Year. If you're unorganized, or if you're extremely busy, or if you want to increase your productivity, I urge you to get that book. Read it. It's a fairly easy, it's an enjoyable read. It's not too heavy. It's very straightforward. Because what it does is it allows you to maintain having big goals and big challenges and ambitious desires. No, that's the fucking wrong word. Ambitious goals, and then break it down into smaller, actionable, daily, weekly steps. I got it for my birthday last year, so in December, so let's say from January. So between January and now, the 21st of September of this year, it's been the most productive and progressive 8.5 months in a very long time. Not just business-wise, but across all areas that I track in my life. Physical, mental, emotional progress, my relationships with the people in my life, my financial situation, my training ability, my training ability, how well my strength is, how well my fitness is, obviously the gym itself, how well it looks, membership numbers, membership retention, all these different metrics then as well. How much study I do, how much me time I have, all these different things. And there's a couple of dozen of them that I keep track of. And there's not that many, but kind of they filter down. But we'll talk about that later on. But what I've done is basically you take a 12-week block and you map out everything you need to do in those 12 weeks to complete a goal. Now the goal in 12 weeks could be the goal itself, or it could be a part of a bigger goal. And then at the end of those 12 weeks, then you'll have a week off to see how well you get on, see what worked, see what didn't work, and then go again. So next week, so this Saturday is the end of week 12. So then from Sunday to the following Saturday, to the 29th, will be my week off. And then I will use that week to set up my goals for the final 12 weeks of this year, and then I will go from there as well. And it's definitely allowed me that I work from a date A to date B, and then I break it down and I work from the start of the week to the end of the week, and then you break it down further and you go from day to day as you go along. So my goals for the year are still what they were, are still what they would have been when I set them the traditional manner of start of the year or start of the new gym year. So the gym year for me is September through to August, and then set my goals in September. Where do I want to be this time next year? And I go from there, and I set those goals based off of that. And I go from there, and I work through. And then coming back to Tuesday's video, so episode 43 if you're watching on YouTube, where I spoke about having your minimum effective dose, your MED, your minimum requirement, your basic to-do list, whatever way you want to label it, where no matter how you feel, you know that you need to do these things because they're the steps you have to take to achieve the goals you said you're committed towards. And it's that straightforward. I'm getting my body fat done tomorrow. I'm up with my good pal, Coach Kev, up in Compound Strength and Fitness, Kevin McDermott, PT. I think he's still PT. Check him out on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm going to get my readings done tomorrow, and I'm going to see what's going on. Realistically, if I'm under 29%, which I was the last time, I'd be happy, because even though let's say if I'm at 28%, you go, okay, I'm only down 1% in 12 weeks. That shows me that I didn't work hard enough. So that allows me then to say, okay, well, how I did it didn't work the last 12 weeks. Let's go get it and do better the next 12 weeks to get it sub 20. And then I go from there. So missing out on a goal isn't a fatal thing. It's not massively a bad thing either when you have the big picture of it all. Again, I turned 31 in December, so I've got a little bit of time left of different things I want to achieve before my 31st. And it's just having that, it's just breaking things down a lot more manageable. I'm not working towards a wedding, or I'm not working towards just my birthday. Like, my birthday will fall in between my next 12-week block. So be it. And, the same with the gym's birthday. It fell in between my previous 12-week block. So just work through it and then go to it, as opposed to, oh hey, here's a wedding or a birthday or whatever, and or a holiday. I want to get in shape for this. I want to get healthier for this. I want to save up for this, and then afterwards, poof, you do sweet feck all after. All that momentum you've built up just drops off, as opposed to carrying it on. And even if after the event, or whatever the event may be for you, even after the event may be over and done with, you still carry on your training, your new habits, and all those things. Because surely you want to be in the kind of shape, the level of fitness, the level of strength, the financial, how well off financially you are, how well off you are stress-wise, emotionally, whatever. You want to maintain that the whole time. So no matter what event comes up, planned ones and unplanned ones, you're ready to go to it. You're ready to look your best. You're ready to feel great first. So I suppose what we're saying here is that A, it's understandable why people have a drop off after they get to their goal, because there's no run off at the end of it. You just gotta go, oh, poof, we're done. That's it. As opposed to saying, right, that's that section done. I'm going to continue on until I find something else to latch onto. It's easier for me to sit here 8 months down the road, 8.5 months down the road, having lived and implemented and practiced that approach. And that's why I'm impressing it upon you, that maybe for some of you listening and watching, that's the reason why you're not A, getting results, B, getting the results you want, C, getting the results you're truly capable of, or D, getting results but not being able to keep it. Because your structure's wrong. It's not that you're not training hard enough or you're not on point with your nutrition. It's just that structure-wise, it's a continuous loop. Continuous loop. I can't see a time in the near future where I won't use that 12-week plan, where I won't box things off and go from there. Like, I mean, even all our weigh-in sheets and everything, it's 12 weeks, and then you look at it all as you go along. It provides you with black and white results, black and white data, very clear. You've either done the work or you've not done the work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Work was done or work wasn't done. And if you've done the work, it allows you to say, okay, I did the work and I got the result, so let's keep doing to that level. I did the work and I surpassed that result, so I can maybe keep going or relax just a little and put more energy into a separate goal. Or you've done the work and you completely miss your target and you go, okay, I need to work harder. That's where it is. There's no excuses. There's no, oh, well, the kids went back to school. Oh, well, it was my birthday. Oh, well, I was sick. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Over the course of 12 weeks, things will pan out. The kids don't start back to school every single week. You don't have that disturbance over and over again. Yes, I understand things happen. You fall ill, you fall sick, you end up in hospital for a couple of days, whatever. All different things pan out. But again, over that 12-week curve, you might have highs and lows, but eventually it even keels across, or it averages itself out over 12 weeks. And maybe, and even in some cases, when you have a goal, like my health goal will continue on the whole way, my strength goal will continue on the whole way. Maybe you don't see full progress in one 12-week block, but when you carry it over into the next, then you do start to see the accumulation or the build-up of what's going on. So we do need to be a bit more patient in general. We need to work smarter, which ultimately is working harder. It's using your resources and your abilities to the best of your capability and getting the most out of it. I've gotten a lot stronger since January, and all I've done was just tidy up and stay more consistent with my training. I've not bought new equipment, I've not bought new stuff, I'm not taking supplements, I'm not on the juice, I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is I'm training 5 to 6 times a week for between 25 and 40 minutes. I do a mixture of strength work and conditioning work. Mondays I do this, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday I do this, Thursday I do that, Friday I do this. And then I mix and match. And even at that, over the course of a week, we have a few of the guys who've gone back playing sport. So now we have to change their training layout. So they still make the progress in the gym, in the weight room, but also it's not affecting what they're doing outside of it, on the pitch or on the field or whatever. And the same, it's the same thing. It's just, you go and you work through it. I've had holidays. My daughter has started back school. I've had stressful times. I've had times where I've been sick. And that's fine. Even yesterday, I didn't train yesterday because I was feeling under the weather. Had a bit of a dose. I said, right, I'll be smart. I won't kill myself. Came back today and I did a session. I didn't go over the top. I said, right, let's just do the session and just stay more balanced nutrition-wise. And it might seem too simple to you sitting there listening now. I realise I look like a Backstreet Boy sitting here in a long white sleeve top, but it's either that or I'm topless, and I don't know if the world is ready for that. But all joking aside, that's just where we are with it. It's consistent work, and don't water down your goals. Just reinforce them with a really logical step-by-step plan. I'm trying to get, let's take my body fat, I'm trying to get from 29 body fat to somewhere sub 20, getting down to, getting down to 16% will be pretty cool. It's a target to aim for. But on my journey down, I might find when I drop 9% body fat, when I drop, so I'm a third of me, so I'm kind of at 20 kilos of fat. So if I drop 10 kilos of fat, I don't have a big frame on me. So what I'm getting at here is that as I progress back, because I'm monitoring what I'm doing, I might get to my goal before I get to the number I attach to my goal. And actually, we're going to go double topic here today, because let's talk about weight as well, right? So my goal is, yes, to get my body fat levels down. I know in my head how I want to look. I know how I want to feel. I know how I want to and need to perform for gym work, American football, and life in general, okay? I have no desire to be super fucking shredded, to be super ripped, to go bodybuilding on stage. Zero desire at all. Probably because I don't have the discipline to stick at it that long. I enjoy the balance that I have in my life, and I want to see how far I can get with that. Currently, I weigh 80 kilos. I'm not really attached to that. I was always trying to put on weight. I was a little underweight for most of my life, so I've put on a decent amount of weight, obviously. So I want to come back to it. But my success isn't defined by the number on the scales. That's why we do weight, we do body fat, we do measurements, we do clothing sizes, and then performance in the gym and health markers as well. So your weight could stay the same. Like, I mean, so I'm 80 kilos now at 29% body fat. Let's say I drop down to 75 kilos and I drop whatever amount of body fat and I come back up to 80, but I've put back on 5 kilos of muscle. My physique would be completely different. My shape of my body would be completely different, even though the weight at the end is the same. So 80 and 80 is still the same. But if my 80 here has more fat than muscle, it will look a lot different here than my 80 that has more muscle than fat. Now, come in close. I want you all to hear this, okay? Fat does not weigh more than muscle, and muscle does not weigh more than fat. A pound of fat weighs a pound. A pound of muscle weighs a pound. They have different levels of density, so how loose and how well spread they are, that's the only difference. So stop. Okay? So with your weight, and there's so many variables, you can be dropping water levels, you can be dropping body fat, you can be your glycogen stores can change and things like that as well. So don't live or die by the scales. Yes, it is important to use it as an element of seeing progress, but it's not the be all and end all. It's not something you have to live and die by, being like, oh Christ, I'm up this week, I'm down this week, I'm not down this week. Some weeks you'll be down a huge amount, you go, geez, I didn't even think I worked that hard last time. That's the accumulation effect, where when you are consistent enough over time and you follow a logical plan, training, nutrition, mindset, lifestyle wise, it evens itself out then as well. And don't be going torturing yourself. So that's, I know I started off on a point there. Joys of live TV, folks. So like that was it, you know. So if you're struggling to get results, you know, maintain results or get the best results you can, maybe you need a better framework. Maybe you need to structure your life differently. You know, break it down into those 12-week blocks. So again, if you start not Saturday coming, but Saturday week, you will sync up together, and that will bring us right through to Christmas week itself. So between now and let's say, and you know, you drop a pound a week, that's 12 pounds, that's 2 pounds shy of a stone. Dropping a stone before the festive season? Come on, who doesn't want to do that? But the beauty of that is then is that you're also a stone down leading into 2018, as opposed to being adding on half a stone over Christmas. So worst case scenario, you lose 6, 7, 8 pounds, 14 pounds, you lose the full stone over the next 12 weeks, okay? You put on a couple of pounds over Christmas because, hey, it's Christmas, we're human, we're going to eat, we're going to overindulge. And you're still ahead of yourself leading into 2018, as opposed to doing sweet fuck all for the next 12 weeks, putting on 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds, coming to Christmas, putting on another 5, 6, 7 pounds, so you've gained a stone over the next 12 weeks instead of losing a stone over the next 12 weeks, and then you start 2018 further back than you possibly could. And all you need to do is go, right, well, where am I now? My weight is currently this, my clothes measurements are currently this, my body measurements are currently this. In 12 weeks from now, I would like to be one size down. I would like to go from a large to a medium. I would like to go from an 18 to a 16 to a 14 to a 12 to a 10, whatever it may be. To do that, I will exercise a minimum of 25 to 30 minutes every day. And what exercise should you do? That's going to be dependent on your level of fitness already. For some of you with no level of fitness altogether, just starting will be perfectly fine. I realize I'm a really wide-eyed there for a second, but just starting off and doing 20 to 25 to 30 minutes of consistent exercise every day will yield huge results to you. Maybe you need to up your program. Maybe you need to be more efficient in the gym. Maybe you need to go to that next set of dumbbells, that next set of weights, instead of the ones you always go to, the ones you're kind of, it is a little comfortable to be fair. Go that little bit higher, go out of your comfort zone, okay? And you know what, we'll talk training. We won't talk training tomorrow because I'm on the road. We will talk training tomorrow because I'll do it tomorrow night. So that's what we'll do. We'll go through some training bits on how you can identify where you are and what's the next safe, logical step. Oh yeah, because your progress in training needs to be safe and logical, folks. Don't be stupid with what you're doing, okay? So that's where you can be over it. You want to save X amount of money then as well. All right, well, I earn this much a week and my overheads are this much a week and this leaves me with this much a week and I want to save X amount, so I need to increase or decrease something along the way. No matter what your goal is, you want to improve your relationship with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or yourself. Okay, well, once a day I'm going to send them a text or I'm going to call them and tell them about just one thing I appreciate, one thing you appreciate about them. I can't do that because I'm still single. But what I do is I do let my daughter know the whole time. I let my family know as often as I can about how much I appreciate them. I let all the members in here know how much I appreciate them, because without them, this baby here, my dream, would not be a reality. So that's why it's important to appreciate the people that you have, because without them, you probably wouldn't be able to do the things that you do in life. You want to improve your relationship with yourself. Spend more time doing the things you enjoy doing. Once a week, I go and I spend at least an hour doing something I enjoy doing. It feeds my soul, it makes me happier, and it helps me relax a bit then as well. No matter what your goal is, you know, even if you want to stop being single, you want to get back out dating, spend time every week putting yourself out there in social circles where you'll meet like-minded people or whatever. Don't ever take dating advice from me, because my track record is not that good. All right. But all kidding and joking aside, look, we grossly underestimate what we can achieve on a day-to-day basis. No, wrong phrase. We grossly overestimate what we can do daily. And we grossly underestimate what we can do on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. Like, it's truly astounding. And again, I sit here as a person, and you see it tomorrow. I'll show you all my measurements for the first 9 months of the year. Like, and people who haven't seen me in a while, they've seen me. Like, I've filled out across the chest and shoulders. I've gotten a lot broader and a lot bigger. I'm an absolute shit ton stronger than I was, and I'm an awful lot healthier and nicer. Even that one, folks, even if that's your goal, okay? So all roaring and shouting aside, if your goal is just to live a happier, healthier life, there's things you can and should do day in and day out to improve how you feel, to help you decrease your stress, to help you manage with stressful situations a bit more. Look, people have terminal illnesses, people have all these different things, people lose children, people lose loved ones, all these things. Life deals us some unfair cards at times, but you just gotta go and still work with it, okay? So no matter what the goal is, it's absolutely achievable. And when it comes to when you're setting your results, or when you're setting what you consider to be success, don't live or die by the scales, okay? It's important to a point, but keep it all in context. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow, folks.